I think the greatest asset that Anna has is her ability to be an advocate.
Anna is a social butterfly. Anna loves to talk. Anna loves to be involved. Anna loves her friends.
Anna is one of those students that if someone is upset, she's the first one over to that student to see if she's okay or he's okay.
Tim and I have two daughters. Olivia is 21 years old, and she's a junior in college right now, and she's going to be teaching. She's an education major. And then our youngest daughter is Anna. Anna is 18, and she goes to Parkersburg South High School, where she is a senior this year. Anna was born with Down syndrome. We learned when I was 4 months pregnant that Anna would have Down syndrome when she was born. And then a couple of weeks after that, we learned that she was going to be born with a complete AV canal defect in her heart. She had open heart surgery at 4 months old, and those health issues actually have forced us to be able to look for specialists and to be able to look outside of our local community for health care to address some of her more complex needs. We did have a couple of traumatic experiences, though, with physicians when Anna was younger who really wanted to focus on Down syndrome and really truly didn't want to hear what we had to say about the value that we felt her life had. And we believe that many of their treatment decisions really were guided by the fact that they didn't believe she had a quality of life. That's a very hard thing to say, but we know that that's a reality. Anna was raised with the same expectations that we had for her sister, understanding that we may have to modify or address some things that we didn't have to with her siblings or her cousins or other family members. It was our mindset that she would be raised in the community and be included as much as possible and doing what she wanted to do, and our expectations for her have always been extremely high. So the area that we did find a lot of concern was the education system. I have to say that, Anna has had phenomenal teachers. She has had phenomenal administrators and phenomenal support folks. But unfortunately, the reality is we've had some very, very hard years and some very, very hard experiences with teachers. Some teachers who refuse to do modifications, and they refuse to do accommodations, and they refuse to provide us with and provide Anna with what she told them she needed. Things like chunking tests or things like giving a meaningful study guide, something that should be so simple that would make her successful. We've heard phrases like, it's not fair to the other students who aren't getting that. So from an education system, that is definitely one of the areas that we have had some concerns. Sometimes it takes us as parents, to be the ones who have to educate the instructors on what is best for our children.
I go to Parkersburg South High School. I am a senior. I got a 4.0 on my last report card.
I think the biggest thing for Anna, as far as accommodations go, is that she needs to have things broken into smaller parts. So when Anna is given a very large task, if she's given small parts at a time to do, she does a much better job. And sometimes it's preparing ahead of time, like for tests. If she has practice sheets that she can use to prepare, she does a much better job, and it makes her more confident. Not that she doesn't know the material, because she certainly does. It's the confidence that she needs by the repetition.
School helped me get into college because it helped me stay on task, helps me take tests, and helps me say thank you.
Anna has straight A's in my class. Math, if you give her a calculator, she's good to go. Anna is a very active participant when we've been on remote learning. Anna has been on teams. She's navigated teams. She's navigated Schoology, which is where all of our assignments are now. She is not afraid to ask questions when we are on teams, and to just, when someone gives a good answer, Anna's the first one to say, "Good job, I'm glad you did that. It was a good job." So she's doing wonderful.
I love school. My favorite subject is civics because I like to learn my history. My favorite thing to do in high school is to do clubs on Fridays. I do knitting, I do art, and I do travel. I do Student Night Away. I help with that.
So when Anna first wanted to become involved or express the interest in being involved in Student United Way, I would love to sit here today and say, nope, I never had one moment of hesitation and we knew it was going to be great. But I'm going to be honest, I had moments of hesitation because I needed to make sure that she had the same fulfilling experience that everyone else in the group had. And I knew how to deliver it to this majority of the group, but I wasn't sure how to deliver that experience for Anna. So there's definitely a moment, I can't say it's a proud moment, but there's definitely a moment where it could have felt easier to not engage her than to find a way to engage her. I know there were accommodations we had to make, but sitting here today, they've now faded into such little minimal pieces that I can't even really tell you exactly what we had to do. But we had to understand what her needs were. But honestly, those things seemed overwhelming maybe in the beginning to make sure we were making good accommodations, but when we want to talk about accommodations today, it's kind of faded for me because they're really not that big of accommodations. It wasn't anything grand that we had to do.
Anna Smith in rank, all the way in 225 pounds. Anna Smith.
I participate in 4-H. I do projects. I've shown animals.
60 pounds, and it's a doe. 60-pound goat, Anna Smith.
Everybody in 4-H loves Anna. I don't think there's a single 4-H member or volunteer in Wood County that does not know Anna Smith. Anna has shown livestock.
I used to show sheep and swine and goats.
She has had a reserve champion swine and a grand champion lamb in the program. She does a lot of advocacy and a lot of service, not only through 4-H, but her church and through the Arc of the Mid-Ohio Valley. She's just very active. She's a caring young lady. She's absolutely one of the most outgoing people I know.
I advocate for myself by talking in my IEPs. I go to the Capitol to talk to legislators. I went to the Capitol to talk to legislators about do not cut the waiver list. I introduced the governor of West Virginia at rallies. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 36th governor of West Virginia, Jim Justice.
What was your name?
Anna Smith.
And how about y'all saying hi to Anna? And didn't she do a good job? And she's just as beautiful as she can be too.
I'm going to go to college and get my degree in helping kids with disabilities because I think I should help them stand up for themselves and teach them how to advocate.
The advice that I would give to any young parent who has received a diagnosis or is in those early days of trying to, navigate systems and learn all about the diagnosis and their child, and then the resources out there, would be to do just that. Educate yourself. I mean, find out what resources are available for the season of life that you're in at that moment. If you are in those younger days of infants and toddlers, that doesn't mean you have to learn about transition out of high school during those years. Educate yourself on what's important at that moment and what's important to that time frame of your child. Find the resources in the community, and if you don't know where to turn, then find an agency or a person who has walked the walk with some of the same situations and allow them to help guide you. You can never give up. You are your child's best advocate.
I want them to know about me by standing up for who I am and standing up for the rights of my community